I've worked with young people and young musicians for a very long time, and I gotta tell you, it feels like right now we are at a really great moment in Seattle. It is a tremendous time to be coming into the music industry.
What I learned was to be an artist, you have to be fearless. You have to give it your all. You have to do you, no matter what anybody else says.
Seattle, for a really long time, has sort of shown the world how it's done. We've innovated all sorts of things, and nowhere is that more visible, I think, than with our music industry.
Today was one of those days where I felt just as eager to go home and make art as I did to go beg someone to let me work for them and learn from them, and that's a good day. My big wow moment happened at the beginning of the day when Kate Becker said that in the next 5 years, Seattle was going to become one of the best cities for music in the world.
Seattle really prides itself on being a city of music, and we have a vision for 2020 to make Seattle the greatest city of music in the world. We've been working on it for a number of years now, but we still have 5 years to go, which means there's tremendous opportunity for all of you to be involved in making us the greatest city of music in the world.
I really liked it this morning when Zach was talking about how it's important to invest back in the band. So if you make money from a show, then you can put that back into buying equipment, really investing in yourself.
After they got slightly past that stage, one thing that I noticed about them that I was super impressed by and super smart was they were constantly reinvesting in themselves and in their craft and their business. They would make $200 playing a show and dump it right back into their work.
I was in the artist panel, and what wowed me was how they were saying that how they level their lives, like they have their family and their work and then their music work. So it's cool how they level everything out so they're able to do everything and follow their dreams as well.
I'm just really about positive energy. And for me, my music is so personal that I really need to have a relationship with anyone that's involved. And I had a couple of instances where I was involved with producers and stuff that didn't really match that sort of positive thinking that I have, and it was really dulling everything that we were doing because it's such a personal experience for me. So I think that's one of the most important things as far as like the team that I have now is really finding people that you can trust and people that are going to give you honest feedback and that aren't going to drag you down. It's a big part of it.
These are the days of self-preservation. No one to stand proper ground, but the nation it claims was designed that way.
I went to the industry panel, and I was wowed by just the wealth of experience that the people on the panel had. I was really inspired that each person on the panel told us how they've worked so hard and so diligently to get where they are in the music industry.
Don't stay right size. Do what you can do and do it really well. The opportunities will present themselves. And that sometimes comes with I'm not a big fan of unpaid internships, but if it puts you in a space where you can get to the next opportunity, then it's worth doing. The opportunity, if you're passionate about something, the doors will open. You don't often even have to open the door. Just keep doing the right thing, have a good attitude, and watch the door open for you.
I attended the artist panel, and I liked when Hollis raps.
My wings are the youth that are speaking in poetry. Their words fly into microphones aerodynamically. Charting this trajectory is ridiculous. Calculus, metallic fluidity, never pausing to rust. All my brown and yellow women that speak what we see in the movers and the makers in this town by the sea. Us who create with our hips and our hands. We're not asking politely. Yeah, we making demands, so where your wings at? As an MC, you always must be prepared to lay down a hot 16.
I was in the artist panel, and what really wowed me was when all of them were talking about their setbacks and how they got set back and how that had taught them to become better artists.
Have I learned to? Have I learned to overcome? I'm trying to let me even. I say if you don't have thick skin and you are one that's extra sensitive to rejection, take that energy you felt right when you got rejected and let that fire that's inside of you, that it may be anger, it may be confusion, but it's gonna burn nevertheless. So take that fire and apply it to something creative.
Yeah, I'm in a band called Bleach Bear with my sister and my cousin, and it's been a great experience. You learn so much from that. You learn about all kinds of things. You learn about communications, interacting with people, doing interviews, just promotion. Like, I can't think of a better experience I've had, and you meet so many great people and other people that are really inspiring, doing the same things as you, that are really passionate about what you're passionate about. I really liked what Tomo Nakayama said about how having house concerts are like having a sustainable garden where even if there's not as many people coming out, you can have more control over it and you can be able to nurture it a lot more.
And I play a lot of like smaller house shows these days where I get to actually like meet people and talk to them, and like I view it kind of like farmers markets or like sustainable farming where
community supported music.
Yeah, you're like serving a smaller crowd, but with more focus and care.
Keep me as you may in navy blue. I'd be on board to anchor you when you feel you are ready to.
I learned just how much dedication to music it takes to be involved in the music industry. All the panelists in the industry session were they had all worked so hard to get to where they were, starting in like small positions, and just like they all started in different ways, but they ended up where they were because they worked so hard.
I learned that even when it gets like overwhelming and stressful, you shouldn't just give up on your dream. Like, find a way. If you need to push your jobs aside, like follow your dream, because it's worth it in the long run.
So one thing I learned was that you can't be afraid to ask questions, especially when you're young. How are you going to learn these things if you don't ask the people who know them? Getting experience on your own is good too, of course, but it's also, don't be afraid to ask, because what's the worst thing someone can say? It's just no. But there's tons of great things that can come out of it too.
Thanks.